let's talk about putting the disc in. Now, I'll show you the disc. There's really no point. There's no menus. Nothing. Zilch. No menus. And, you know, I was really hoping that there would at least be some features. I mean, there have been Blu-ray Rs with features or DVD Rs with features, you know. Maybe a trailer. The trailer is on friggin' YouTube, if I could remember right. I mean, I believe I saw it on YouTube. You could just ripped it off of there. Why isn't that on here? But anyway, the movie starts rolling, and there's some modern title credits, like copyright stuff. I knew it was standard definition quality. I think at the end of the movie, there's a copyright date of 2014. There's no excuse for this. This movie was remastered, not in HD, but in standard def. Could you believe this? It was remastered in standard def. So even when they remaster it and put these new, you know, text on there, like I said, the copyright, that's not even in HD. So let's talk about the print of the movie before I'm jumping the gun here. Standard def print of the movie, guys, ripped from a VHS tape, maybe ripped from a 1-inch master. It looks okay considering what the source is, but come on now. You said 35mm print. First you told somebody that Lionsgate had one. Then you tell someone on Facebook that yes, it's 35mm print. And then we get this. You know, we get a standard def VHS rip. That's unacceptable. That's like a bold-faced lie. And it just like the wording on the website, Rocktober Blood 2 website, they were kind of hazy about it. It's like as if they knew, but they didn't want to say it or whatever. Like the whole thing was really shoddy. Like, what is a negative 1-inch master? Like, what does that mean? Remastered from original sources. Well, that's, you know, to us film nerds out there, we know the original source is the negative, but they didn't say original camera negative. You know, I feel like this was worded very, very carefully, as if they knew exactly what they were going to put out. But anyway, like I said, no features, standard def quality, probably the same exact thing on the DVD. I thought there was no features on this at first. I was like, I cannot believe they promised features. There's nothing on here. I'm watching the movie, and I'm like, you know what? Let me fast forward to the very end. Maybe they just, you know, put it at the end. The end does have an interview with the husband and wife, the Sebastians, I guess, that made these movies. It's about, I think, 10 minutes long. You know what they're talking about? They talk all about the making of Rocktober Blood and all this stuff and all the actors. I'm just kidding. No, they didn't. They didn't talk about Rocktober Blood at all. What they talk about two main things: Greyhound dogs and Jesus. That's the only things they talk about. It has nothing to do with this movie. The only little tidbit that they say about this movie is that the reason they didn't release this sooner is because they didn't think Jesus would be happy with them. Could you believe it? They thought that Jesus wouldn't be happy with them. I'm sure Jesus is all about making a living and stuff. But then, I think he might have saw some dollar signs, Mr. Sebastian or wherever these people are, and said, maybe I could twist this. Maybe Jesus wants me to release the Blu-ray for $50, $60, as long as I put a Jesus message at the end of the movie, which is what the interview was. He just talks about Jesus, tells people to check out his, 2jesus.org website, and talk about how Jesus changed his life and stuff. So this is like a little propaganda piece. Honestly, he says it right on there. So I thought that was funny. Now there's no other features, alright? So I'm like thinking to myself, where's Billy? Billy was the ringleader of this whole fiasco. You're telling me he couldn't get in front of a camera and talk about the making of this movie? He certainly has videos on the Facebook page showing the new grill that he has at his new barbecue shop.
From signing autographs to smoking mullet. What the fuck?
So obviously he can make videos. How come you don't have a video of yourself? Like, just doing like an interview. How come you didn't get like a cheap mic from like, Best Buy or something and record a commentary track? Heck, you don't need a studio to do a commentary track. It's not hard. Remember that Cannibal Campout or Whichever Massacre Blu-ray or DVDs that had the John McBride interviews? They were all, or commentary tracks, they were all done over the phone. I mean, give us something, Billy. You were part of this. You were running this whole thing, and you really couldn't take 5 minutes to do a video interview? Heck, I'm surprised that you even signed the damn thing, even though it was on the front of the plastic case. Now, there's been some people talking on like the Blu-ray forum page, calling these people frauds and scam artists, and you know what? I'm not so sure that the Sebastians would be considered fraud. I just think they gave this crazy guy permission. Oh, he was in the movie, we trust him, you know. I don't know what his relationship is, if there's some blood relationship or something, that might be, I don't know. But I don't think these elderly people now really intended to commit any fraud, even though they don't have to pay taxes on these because the money went directly to a not-for-profit organization, so that's pretty sweet. But I don't want to really blame them. I think Billy was the one running this show. Now, some people have, since they've gotten the release, tried to ask Billy, like, oh, I've heard that this was not a 35mm print, Billy. What's the case? He's like, I don't know. I'm not the transfer guy. Well, that's really funny because a month or two back you were saying it's from a 35mm print, and you told one of my buddies that there was a negative at the at Lionsgate, so don't act like you don't know anything. Obviously you knew something. So, and when you go on that page, he's having this whole argument with this guy on there, Nigel, I don't know, like he's so totally unprofessional about this whole thing, and they're just throwing like nasty words at each other. Like, wow, this is real. The Sebastians really let this guy put this together. Like, this guy is out of his mind. You gotta wonder, like, what the hell happened? I really want to think that all this money is going towards helping dogs. I really want to think that, but who knows? This whole situation is so shoddy and weird and bizarre that I want to believe that it went to dogs. They seem to really love Jesus, so maybe it did go to the dogs. But here's the situation we have here. Some people are going to want a refund. Clearly, they should have a refund. They deserve a refund. They were lied to by Billy. They were deceived. So the situation is now that, what are you going to do? Go to a charity and ask for a refund? Like, it's such a weird situation. So what are you going to do? People, you should get your refund. You were lied to. Now, I only paid this money because I knew this was going to be a fiasco, and that's how it turned out, as you can see. So, I accept responsibility in that. I knew what I was getting to, but a lot of people, they trusted what you said, Billy, and they deserve the product that you promised, which was, like I said, 35mm print, a pressed disc, and I got my notes here, and they should have gotten more features. Come on now. You didn't promise a commentary track, but you kind of hinted that one might come out, and, you know, what were you, I guess you were too busy, you know, frying steaks or something, or whatever you were doing over there, I don't know. The people who love this movie deserve an apology. The people who paid all this money deserve an apology. Don't apologize to me. I knew what I was getting into. I read between the lines. I knew something weird was going on. So, come on. You gotta apologize. Like, there's just no excuse for this. Like I said, you were ranting and raving about the Blu-ray, saying it was freaking awesome. This is not awesome. Have you ever bought a Blu-ray before? This is not acceptable. This is not awesome. Just the way this was put together is, you know, just a big joke. And this is going to be a joke for a long time, I hope, because this is like, well, here's the thing with this. Like I said before, they're trying to, Billy wants to make a Rocktober Blood 2, right? And this whole thing was just to promote that, I think. Rocktober Blood 2. I don't think Billy really got the money for these. I really do think it went to the Greyhound organization. I really hope, anyway. But he thinks that if this is popular enough, what will end up happening is that people are going to contribute to the Indiegogo for Rocktober Blood 2. He's going to star in it. He's selling like $300 ticket to the premiere with a VIP party and all this stuff. Well, guess what? Billy, you could say goodbye to all that. Because after this fiasco, nobody's going to trust you. Nobody's even going to want to see you in another movie. So, I don't know if he was even going to be in the movie, I'd imagine it's a sequel. But yeah, so say goodbye to all that. You lied to a lot of people. Or you deceived a lot of people. Whatever. This is so incredibly unacceptable. But, you know, we live and learn. But you know what? A lot of fans didn't go into this completely blind because they did ask the important questions. Because it was a lot of money. They asked if it was going to be a DVD-R or Blu-ray-R. They did ask what the print quality was going to be like. And he answered those questions, and what we ended up getting was not that. So, that's Rocktober Blood 2, guys. Oh, by the way, as you could have imagined, the CD is burned too. It's like, it doesn't even cost a lot of money to press CDs. You couldn't even press the CD. I haven't listened to it. It might be from an LP. It might not be even from original material. I don't know. Maybe he ripped the soundtrack off of YouTube. The soundtrack's on YouTube already. So that might have been what he did either. I wonder if these are even broken up in tracks. The soundtrack CD. So this whole thing is a mess. What this should have been, and someone mentioned this in the Blu-ray forum, is that it should have been sort of like the Dead Next Door thing, Blu-ray release. That was incredible. I think I paid like $40 for that, and it was 3 discs. It had all the versions of the movie, it had all these features and everything, and it should have had that sort of labor of love. I know that you might not be able to get an interview from every actor. Frankly, I don't think they even looked. I mean, if Billy wasn't going to do a damn interview, then obviously they weren't going to make any effort to find any actors. Heck, they didn't even get the friggin' trailer off of YouTube. But anyway, I wish it would have turned out like that, like a labor of love. And just be honest. Say what the source is. It's just a 1-inch Video Master, if that's what it is. But everyone was deceived. So, goodbye, Rocktober Blood 2. It is not going to happen. This has been Paul with VHScollector.com, and I will see you guys next time with a VHS review. And I hope I could do a bunch of them. I got some lined up. So, see you guys next time.